Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Inappropriate Movie Database, the comedy game show about content warnings. I'm your host, Nick Martucci. I am so excited that you're watching this video. As you can see from this number right above me, this is episode 99 of this show, which is wild. It also means that if you are watching this live, then I want you to know that tomorrow night, Tuesday, June 21st at 9 p.m. Eastern, we are doing the 100th episode of this show. What does that mean? That means that if you want to participate in that show, if you want to be on, it's a free-for-all. We've done a few of these before. We're going to have as many people on as want to be on, so if you want to be a part of it, go right now to the Facebook group. If you search Inappropriate Movie Database or click the link in the description of the video, you'll see an event there. You can find all the information there. Reach out to me there or on Instagram and Twitter at IMDb Game. I'll send you a Zoom link. You can be a contestant. We're going to go through 20 movies. I have a theme set up that I'm going to reveal on the show. I'm going to give away money too. First place is going to get $30. Second is going to get $20. Third is going to get $10. Everyone else gets to just kind of enjoy this silly game that I've been doing for much longer than I thought I was going to do it. But before we get to that, we have such a fun show tonight. Tonight, on the 99th episode, we are doing movies starring musicians. We did athletes a few weeks ago, and I tried to be a little more clear of that these people are musicians, mostly singers, rappers, that kind, and for the most part, they are starring, not like cameos or anything, so they have a pretty decent sized role in the movie. That could really either help our contestants or lead them astray. We will see how that goes. I'm excited for this group of people. We got a newbie and a few returning favorites. So I've talked enough. Let's bring them in. Joining me on the show tonight are Jessica Mayotte, Josh Poirier, Lloyd Legacy Sharp, Marc Catino. Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hey.
Let's talk first. If you watched last Thursday, we did we did our Father's Day episode, Movie Dads. That was a lot of fun. Watch that after you watch this. That was a fun one. You may have seen this guest win on that episode. Marc is back. Alex is back. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing tonight?
I can't complain, except I ripped my fingers up and I'm here.
Oh, perfect. As long as you can't complain about that. So this is your fourth time on this month, which is really starting to feel like I'm bad about nepotism.
Well, I mean, yeah.
And you have won 2 out of your 3 previous appearances.
Only because you felt bad for me.
It's true. No, I'm feeding you the answers, not to give anything away. Mannix will win tonight. How do you feel about musicians in movies? Do you have a favorite performance or just a favorite musician turned actor?
Yes. I like musicians, so whenever they're in movies, I tend to watch those movies and then hopefully enjoy them in the movie.
Well, is there one that you think people should see, or maybe everybody's already seen but you really like?
I'm going to go weird because my favorite musician movie is actually called Moonchild. It's a Japanese film starring Hyde and Gact. So 2 Japanese musicians who will play vampires in a movie that will make you feel bad about not having friends.
That sounds so up my alley, and I've never heard of this movie. What is this movie?
It's called Moonchild.
Moonchild. I'm going to add that to my list.
If you can't find it, let me know. I have it on DVD.
Perfect. Well, thank you for coming back. Also returning to the show. If you saw last episode, the Thursday show, the Father's Day episode, you may have seen our next contestant lose.
Thanks.
I love him. He keeps coming back on the show. He's one of my favorites. Josh Poirier back on the show. Hey, Josh.
What's up? How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Now, I don't know if all of this has been on the stream. I haven't been paying attention to how often you've been changing your background, but I've seen so many musicians come and go, and now I just see notes behind.
Well, you wouldn't let me keep the first one.
And what was the first one?
David Bowie's Codpiece from Labyrinth.
Again, I worry. I don't know what's on YouTube. I don't know if any robot is watching this and is going to take down the stream. But that was
I understand.
the cod piece is one thing, but that was an indent.
Yeah, that was weird. It was a weird picture.
Would you say that David Bowie's your favorite, or do you have a different?
David Bowie was great in Labyrinth, fantastic in Labyrinth. I actually like the cameos by musicians more than the actual musicians being in the starring role.
Mm-hmm.
Like Lemmy in Airheads is fantastic.
I prefer Lemmy in Romeo and Juliet.
Lemmy in Hardware too. Lemmy in Hardware. Played the taxi driver at the beginning of Hardware, which is a movie that freaked me out as a kid.
I don't know that movie either.
My favorite cameo though from was in actually a movie with musicians in it, with Tenacious D's Pick of Destiny, with Dio and Meatloaf.
What an amazing song of casting Meatloaf as Jack Black's father is genius casting.
It was genius, and then Dio in the back of the poster, and then
Dio's great.
Dave Grohl as the devil. It just was a great movie all around.
It's a great movie, especially to go back and watch now and see everybody who became bigger after that.
Yeah.
I think, is Amy Adams in that movie?
I think so. I think she is, yeah. I didn't like it at first. I honestly didn't like the movie at first. I thought it was just wasn't really well done, I didn't think at first. But it was like Billy Madison. Like Billy Madison, I hated when I first saw it. But then you watch it, and subsequent viewers a little drunk, a little high. It just gets so much better.
It grows on, and the soundtrack as a whole is killer. Also, John C. Reilly as Sasquatch.
Yes.
There are so many people in that movie.
And Kickapoo is one of the best Tenacious D songs because of that.
It's wonderful.
It's amazing. So I give it that.
Good choice.
Thank you.
Also returning to the show, I don't even know. I want to say if this isn't his 20th time on, it's very close to his 20th time on. Lloyd Legacy Sharp back on the show. Oh, before you talk, 22 for you, Lloyd Legacy Sharp. Hey, Lloyd.
Hi, Nick. Good to see you again this week.
Always good to see you. I've seen you so much this week.
Mm-hmm. Well, the fact that Lloyd's got 22 times on, he's got 44 total points.
I have done the most while doing the least, and it's great.
You got me curious, and that is something I can pull up right now. Not to say anything, Lloyd, I say this in love and truth. In your 21 appearances so far, you have a net total of 0 points on this show.
That is perfect. That is perfect. You know why? Because do you know how many people sit beneath me at negative everything? And how many people are on top of me with positive everything, but with wonky wins and loss records? I am even. I have done what the crypto freaking community will never do.
It's amazing.
Yeah, wild. Let's see if you can. I feel like you're going to score some points tonight. I don't know how you did. You did well on the athlete one. You were on that one. How do you feel about musicians?
Well, the first movie with a musician I ever saw, this is a surprise, nobody's ever met me in real life or on the internet, is Michael Jackson Moonwalker.
Perfect. No problems with that.
Which somehow, and even I say this as a fan at the time that it came out, somehow, for reasons I don't know, actually qualifies as a film. When it's really just a collage of music videos and Michael turning into a robot, which is really cool, but not a film. However, I'm sad to say my favorite piece of television media with a musician is actually the Lizzie McGuire show. Now, granted, Hilary Duff was not yet a musician at the time, but in hindsight, it should count.
It wouldn't count for this game, but I will give it to you just because let's talk about Lizzie McGuire for a second.
There were at least a few Lizzie McGuire movies, weren't there?
There was just the Lizzie McGuire movie.
There's just the one where she goes to Rome or something like that.
But she wasn't a musician yet at that point, so it's only a hindsight thing.
Just a big missed opportunity that they didn't bring that show back.
Yeah.
They didn't like the idea of her being divorced and sad.
But granted, though, given the quality of things they brought back from the 90s and 2000s, did we really want to see it happen to Lizzie McGuire?
I don't know.
I've already had the Powerpuff Girls ruined for me forever. I'm just not sure.
That is, I'll be honest, not the pick I expected from you, but great pick. Mostly because it's not a movie and it doesn't star a musician, so it doesn't hit any of the categories I asked you about. But
okay, I'll give you one.
Yeah.
So don't say Captain EO. Don't say Captain EO.
I'm not gonna say Captain EO. No.
The extended cut of Ghosts.
Much like Josh, I'm more of a fan of movies that have musicians as a part of them rather than with them at the in a starring role. And I gotta say, and this is gonna seem weird because I don't remember the name of the movie, but there was a movie where Steven Tyler showed up, and until somebody told me as a young boy that who I thought was an old white woman with a bad hair was Steven Tyler, I didn't know that it was Steven Tyler in that movie. And that moment I shared with my aunt is the reason why I remember that movie so much.
Is that movie Wayne's World 2?
It might be. I was really young to saw it. And I did, and I knew, I knew the group, but I didn't. I just thought, who's that old white woman with that hair? And I said, that's Steven Tyler.
Wonderful. Thanks for coming back, Lloyd. Finally, brand new to the show. So excited to have her. Jess Mayotte's here. Hey, Jess.
Hello.
Jessica. Sorry.
It doesn't matter. You're good.
I'm a terrible host, is what it is.
It's all good.
Welcome to the show. How are you? How do you feel about movies? Do you watch a lot of movies?
Not recently.
So hopefully the stuff that comes that comes up tonight's going to be older stuff.
Hopefully, yeah.
How about musicians as actors? How do you feel about that?
No. I don't, you know. It's neat to see them like pop into movies every so often, but
do you have one you like?
I'm going to take the easy route and say The Labyrinth. I've loved that movie since I was a kid,
Perfect.
And so.
No, David Bowie is just amazing. He's amazing to look at. His music is amazing. Just a great choice all around.
Amazing to look at, but you wouldn't let me finish.
Again, I didn't want to look at David Bowie.
That's the real star of that movie.
Go ahead after if you want to see the picture that Josh had. Look up David Bowie pee hole. You'll probably find it.
That's weird.
Well, thank you all for being on the show. This is going to be so fun. If this is your first time watching, here's what's going to happen tonight. I have gone to IMDb, the Internet Movie Database, and I have pulled parental warnings for a bunch of movies starring musicians. As I say every time, I don't know who writes these warnings. They're anonymous weirdos, and none of them have reached out to me, aside from Josh Poirier, who cheated when he hosted. Other than that, I don't write these. I don't know who writes these. I'm so happy they do, because I've pulled 100 episodes out of this real dumb concept I thought I would stop doing a month in.
Little faith.
Anyway, what's going to happen tonight is I'm going to read these parental warnings. My friends here are going to try to figure out what movie these warnings are from. And I think I've talked enough, so unless anybody has anything they want to add,
Hey, Lloyd, you might want to change your name to Net Zero.
Oh God, I'm gonna keep that in mind. I'm gonna get that on a shirt for the show.
All right, then let's jump into this. And to do that, Jessica, I'm going to ask you a question first. You get to pick the first year. Would you like a movie from 1986, 2000, or 2007?
2000. We'll go with 2000.
All right, first movie of the night from 2000, starring a musician. For 5 points under the category of frightening and intense scenes. The movie has an intense atmosphere, especially in the last hour, and there are certain scenes that are scary for younger or sensitive viewers. All right, for 4 points under the category of violence and gore. A helicopter goes down and crashes into the sea.
20 years later.
All right. Mannix, what do you think this movie is?
Is it Perfect Storm?
Mark Wahlberg in The Perfect Storm.
Oh, right. He did the rap at one point.
He sure did. He had some good vibrations. One of the most notable things a young Mark Wahlberg ever did. If you want to know the other one, Google young Mark Wahlberg.
Young Mark.
Yeah. He has a Lou Reed cover.
Is he the one that he's the one that set fire to his guy's office, right?
Maybe. That could be one of them.
Also, yeah.
I never thought I'd say this, but when it comes to good vibrations, I actually prefer the Beach Boys. Which pains me to say and tells you the comparison level thereof.
As a Massachusetts native, that movie hurts my soul because of the fact that George Clooney in there, when he's talking about where he's from, he goes, "Yeah, I grew up there on Gloucester." I was like, "Are you kidding me? Mark Wahlberg didn't say anything to you?"
No, he's white. Mark Wahlberg wouldn't say anything to him.
Gloucester.
Also in The Perfect Storm, under violence and gore, while fishing, men jab hooks into the fish, and we also see them gutting it. Fish entrails are evident. Frightening and intense scenes, a huge rogue wave hits the fishing boat. And frightening and intense scenes for anyone uneasy about big storms or becoming seasick. Most of the entire second half of the film concerns various characters caught in a ferocious storm, with gargantuan rolling and crashing waves, and plenty of shots of rocking boats in such seas.
Well, we're really watching for the fishing trails.
At the end of the first round, Mannix is at 4. Everyone is at 0. Josh, would you like a movie from 1999, 2010, or 2012?
99.
99.
That's how we party.
Prince.
From 1999 for 5 points under the category of sex and nudity, a woman references having sex with a certain person. What a shit clue. I'm sorry. I put this game together, and that's a terrible clue. A woman references having sex with a certain person.
In 1999.
In 1999.
That in a movie. That narrows it down.
In a movie with a musician. For 4 points under frightening and intense scenes. The violence throughout is played for dark humor, but it is still quite graphic.
Okay, does anyone here even remember 1999?
Yes.
Wait, I was
fondly.
Yeah, I do.
I might have partied a little too much. Somebody told me to.
Didn't I meet you in 1999?
The doves have stopped crying by that point.
For 3 points under violence and gore, a man works at a restaurant to urinate in a customer's food. Again, under violence and gore, a man works at a restaurant to urinate in a customer's food.
That's a lot of things, but it's not violent or gory. Unless urine is considered plasma.
Hold on. Jessica, what do you think this movie is?
Is it You're Being Served?
It is not You're Being Served.
Okay.
Given that description, I sure hope I'm not being served.
For 2 points under violence and gore, a man's face is beaten to a bloody pulp. He struggles to breathe afterwards. This is extremely brutal, and it's all shown in really close-up and slow motion.
See, that's more like it. Violent and gore.
What was the second clue?
Violence throughout is played for dark humor, but still quite graphic.
I feel I'm gonna get 1 point on this one.
All right, 1 point clue under frightening and intense scenes. The entire film is extremely disturbing and psychologically crazy, as men are dehumanized to commit numerous acts of terrorism, vandalism, and anarchy. Not to mention the fact that they're told to fight each other in order to reclaim their masculinity. The material can make viewers feel uncomfortable. However, the film is meant to be satirical and not to be taken too seriously.
God damn it.
I just see Josh with his hand up. Nobody else knows what this movie is?
Not based off this clue, no.
All right, Josh, go ahead and tell him what this movie is.
Chuck Palahniuk's Fight Club.
His name was Robert Paulson. He was played by Meatloaf in Fight Club.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say Fight Club, but I couldn't think which person was the musician.
This is Fight Club. The
Hey, we don't talk. Hey, Lloyd.
Fight Club.
Lloyd, we don't talk about it. Okay?
Yeah.
Enough.
Clearly not, because the first clue is I have sex with a person. That's as vague as you get.
Yeah, we don't talk about sex in Fight Club. That's rule 8.
Clearly not.
Yes, the movie in which men are told to fight each other is Fight Club. I walked you down the aisle. I don't know how.
I had it include 3.
It's all about how you start. And when you start big, you lose everybody until the end. We do comedy. We know this.
Mannix is still at 4 points. Josh at 1. Lloyd at 0. Jessica at -1. Lloyd, would you like a movie from 1980, 2004, or 2019?
Oh, too close to home. 2004.
2004.
Close to home? What?
2019 is too recent. I know.
Oh, okay. All right.
No.
From 2004 for 5 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, the female villain often smokes.
Oh, God.
I could take a stab at this.
God damn it.
I could take a stab at this, but I don't know.
You could take a stab at it. Do you want to take a stab at it?
I don't know if there's any musicians in it.
All right. Then we will go to 4 points under sex and nudity. We see a, quote, vampire vibrator that is a phallus shaped with a face and fangs on the tip. When talking about weapons, a man says, quote, whatever gets you hard.
It wasn't the movie I thought it was, thank God. Jesus.
I'm going to kick myself. Yes. I'm not sure.
That would have made a really bad guess with the second clue.
For 3 points under violence and gore, while this movie is still violent, it's not nearly as gory or brutal as the first 2 films. For 2 points under violence and gore, while hearing about the legend of Dracula, we see images of Dracula killing people with blood spraying and spurting, and we hear squishing and crunching.
How did I not know this?
I don't know. Let's go to the 1 point clue under violence and gore. A man jumps through a skylight into a room. where he fights many vampires with punches and kicks.
God damn
We
it.
hear bones crushing. A woman fights many vampires with kicks and punches, and both the man and the woman use weapons that cause the vampires to disintegrate. Knives, bows, arrows, etc.
God damn it.
Again, just Josh who seems angry. Okay, we got some more hands up. Lloyd, you got nothing?
I'm not willing to risk it. No.
Okay, Jessica, what do you think this movie is?
Is it Blade 3? I don't know the actual.
Mannix, what do you think?
Blade trilogy, I think it was.
Oh.
Josh, what do you think?
It's Blade Trinity.
Trinity.
Yeah, I mean that is hard enough to remember that I'm going to give it to all of you. That's Chris Christopherson in
Yeah.
Blade
God damn it.
Trinity.
God damn it. I knew it at clue 3 and I just was sitting there going, "This I don't remember a music." And then I was like, "Oh, fucking Chris Christopherson."
Chris Christopherson.
Isn't
He
that
plays
Whistler.
what's his face?
Whistler.
Yeah,
Whistler.
Jeff
Because
Bridges.
we all know that Triple H wasn't a singer, so it wasn't him.
Like in most of his career, Chris Christopherson plays Jeff Bridges in that movie.
Yeah, he also plays Sam. What's his face?
Elliot.
Elliot a lot too.
Mannix, you're at 5. Josh is at 2. Lloyd and Jessica tied at 0. Mannix, would you like a movie from 1969, 1996, or 2001?
Let's go for 96.
96.
Yeah.
And you know what 96 is backwards.
1969, but he chose not to do that.
69-91. Means nothing, Lloyd.
From 1996, this movie starring a musician for 5 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking. Character smokes cigar as celebration for victory. Cigars are featured continuously throughout the film. A character turns to alcohol to relieve his depression and appears severely intoxicated in a few scenes, and drinks liquor continuously throughout. For 4 points under violence and gore, 2 dead and bloodied corpses are shown lying on the ground, while a woman gasps at first sight the horror of one victim. Brief but startling.
Huh?
For 3 points under violence and gore, an alien creature awakens from unconsciousness while surgeons are performing an autopsy on it, and apparently kills several of the surgeons. Very intense scene. Josh is buzzed in. Anybody else? Josh, do you know what this movie is?
Is this Welcome to Earth, Independence Day?
Starring both Harry Connick Jr. and Will Smith. This is the day of our Independence Day.
I know when the trailers for that first came out, it looked amazing. Like just the trailer that said on July 3rd they invaded, on July 4th we fought back.
No, everything about that movie is great except for the movie.
Yeah, I know.
It's got Jeff Goldblum.
That's just what a parent would say.
Yeah, he gives the alien ship a computer virus with a Mac or something.
Yeah, it's like H.G. Wells updated.
Also in Independence Day, under violence and gore, alien beams are fired at several helicopters with their inhabitants on board and erupt into flames. The wreckage falls from the sky to the ground below in ruins. And violence and gore, the alien ships fire large beams of energy on several famous landmarks and cities, like Los Angeles, New York City, and Washington, D.C., which shows massive destruction on a large scale.
Emmerich knows how to fuck up a city.
We have a tie in first place, Josh and Mannix at 5 each. Tie in second, Jessica and Lloyd at 0 each.
That's not very different territory for Lloyd to be in.
Jessica, we're going to go back up to you. Would you like a movie from 1964, 2012, or 2019?
2012.
2012. All right, from 2012 for 5 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking. The film contains a substantial amount of heavy drinking, and many scenes take place in a bar where the back bar is full of wine and hard liquor bottles. It's one of those bars where you can see liquor.
Real obscurity.
John Taffer built that bar? Because that's a crazy kind of bar.
For 4 points under profanity, 2 obscene hand gestures, 11 sexual references, 12 scatological terms, 10 anatomical references, 7 mild obscenities, hundreds of people making rock horns or devil horns hand symbol, 2 religious profanities, and 8 religious exclamations. Josh is buzzed in. Anybody else?
Actually, I mean, no, you know what? I'm out.
All right, Josh also isn't buzzed in, but Mannix is now. What do you think, Mannix?
Rock of Ages?
Apparently co-starring Mary J. Blige, of all people,
Wow.
in Rock of Ages.
Oh my God.
I was flip-flopping between that and another one, and I realized the year was the other one.
I legitimately watched like the first 3 minutes of that recently.
You remember Mary J. Blige in it?
I don't remember anyone in it.
Yeah, I had to double check to see how prevalent she was, and her name's on the poster, so I think that counts as a co-star.
Yeah, I knew that one.
Also in Rock of Ages, under profanity, 12 stereotypical references to 1980s fashion, men, women, rock musicians, female groupies, conservatives, strippers, bodyguards, and club owners. Sex and nudity, a male singer often wears only leather chaps that reveal most of his thighs and partial buttocks, with the groin area decorated with a ruby red flap and surrounded by silver work. And Sex and Nudity, on stage, a male rock singer is seen writhing to the song Pour Some Sugar on Me. The song and movement suggesting sexual activity as he leans back and a sprinkler sprays him with water.
How could you remember Mary J. Blige with all the other stuff in there?
She's my favorite rock star.
Straight out of the 80s, that 90s legend Mary J. Blige.
Mannix is at 9 now. Josh at 5. Jessica and Lloyd both at 0. Josh, would you like a movie? You're going to hate this. From 2006, 2007, or 2012?
Oh, those 6.
06.
Oh, the naughties.
From 2006, this movie for 5 points, under Sex and Nudity. 2 men in bodysuits dance as a distraction, slapping each other on the butt or giving themselves a spanking. I had to check if that was Sex and Nudity or Violence and Gore. It's Sex and Nudity.
This is a distraction? What the?
It's damn sexy.
4 points under Sex and Nudity. A man calls a woman sexy and says that his email is mrknockers@aol.com. It is said that a soccer coach cheated on his girlfriend.
AOL in 2006.
For 3 points, also under Sex and Nudity, the main character says, quote, "Can I take a look at your big brass bowls?" But it sounds like he's saying balls. And the man starts to unzip his pants off screen. And then the main character picks up a bowl and examines it.
Progressive?
For 2 points under profanity, several damns are used, but are done so when trying to say with a thick accent the ham part of hamburger.
God. Why does everything in this movie sound like
wild sentence?
Everything in this movie sounds like it was done in just such poor taste, but it might just be the way the clues are worded and not their intention. I hope.
Well, let's see if anybody can get it from the 1-point clue under violence and gore. The opening credits show the cartoon version of the protagonist get shot, fall through holes, stub his toe, etc., all for comedic effect. Nobody has it from that? I'm going to read through these, and then I'm going to give you an extra clue. Because why not? I have an extra clue to give. 2 men in bodysuits dance as a distraction, slapping each other on the butt or slapping themselves. Man calls a woman sexy, says his email is mrknockers@aol.com. Soccer coach cheats on his girlfriend. Main character says, can I look at your big brass bowls? But it sounds like balls. Several dams are used, but are done so when trying to say with a thick accent the ham part of hamburger. And the opening credits show a cartoon version of the protagonist get shot, fall through holes, stub his toe, etc., all for comedic effect. What I will give you right now is the musician who stars in this movie, and we'll give it to the first person who can guess this movie. This movie from 2006 co-stars Beyonce Knowles.
Oh, fuck.
Still nothing. All right. Well, I guess
I didn't know Beyonce
it.
existed back then.
She sure did, and starred in some real weird comedies for half a second before decided to stop doing that. One of those comedies was the Steve Martin remake of The Pink Panther.
The Pink Panther. Oh my God.
Damn it. Damn burger. Damn burger. Damn burger. Damn burger.
Now I know why I didn't remember it, because I didn't want to remember that there was a remake of that.
Co-starring Beyonce. It was like that and Goldmember she did right around the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, she did. I suppressed that long time. Yep, that happened. It took place. Moving on.
All right, let's move on. That nobody got anything from that, but also nobody guessed, so just everybody's the same.
It shows you how memorable the Pink Panther remake was. We all really wanted to talk about it.
Lloyd, you get to pick this movie. Do you want a movie from 1986, 2010, or 2012?
You know what? I get to pick the year that I was born, 1986.
I thought you were going to say 2012.
Only in maturity.
All right, 1986. For 5 points under profanity, a character asks another character whether she's really going to, quote, listen to that crap when she's seeking help, when she's seeking advice from a guru.
Oh, God. Early MLMs.
For 4 points under sex and nudity, a character, when first introduced, is shown urinating into a pool while viewed from his backside.
6, huh?
For 3 points under profanity, at the start of the movie, a young girl tells her baby brother that she hates him. Under profanity, at the start of the movie, a young girl tells her baby brother that she hates him.
Of course,
Jessica has a guess. Anybody else have a guess?
No.
Oh. Jessica, what do you think this movie is?
It's The Labyrinth.
Yeah, it's your favorite movie.
Yeah.
Labyrinth. We talk so much about Labyrinth. David Bowie in Labyrinth.
Wow.
Come on, everybody. I'm just giving you answers tonight, and nobody wants to take them.
Yeah, because sex with a specific person was definitely right on the nose. That's what movie that was.
Also in Labyrinth, under sex and nudity, the antagonist costumes all include tights over a very prominent codpiece, making the contours of his genitalia rather prominent, as well as in numerous scenes throughout the movie.
I'd show you a picture, but
And frightening and intense scenes, the general fairy tale themes of child abandonment, endangerment, and kidnapping may be too disturbing for younger children and anyone with abandonment and separation anxiety issues, particularly in a few scenes showing the baby frightened and crying while surrounded by his goblin kidnappers.
I mean, David Bowie had a cable tow at the end of his penis, and I don't get what it was. That's the picture. I didn't get it. Like, it was literally bizarre.
Mannix still in the lead at 9, Josh at 5, Jessica is up to 3. Lloyd, feel free to buzz in at any time. Mannix, would you like a movie from 1980, 2001, or 2019?
How about 2001?
How about 2001?
How about 2001? A Space Odyssey.
We'll never forget.
Yeah, this is one of the most important things that happened in 2001. This movie, for 5 points, under violence and gore. A guy gets hit in the crotch during a baseball game.
That'll crush your 2
points. For 4 points under violence and gore, a woman is very clumsy and falls down a lot, mostly played for comedy. For 3 points under sex and nudity, a young woman breaks a finger off a statue and places it in its mouth, and party guests have an alarmed reaction to it later in the film.
Alarmed reactions in 2001. Common.
Jessica has a guess. Anybody else? What do you think this movie is, Jessica?
The Wedding Planner?
It is not The Wedding Planner.
No.
For 2 points under sex and nudity, a group of bullies pushes over a changing tent with the main character inside it. She is wrapped up in a towel as she is surrounded by the paparazzi.
Oh.
Paparazzi surrounding a scene in 2001. Common.
Okay. Jessica, what do you think this time?
The Princess Diaries?
With the bully played by Mandy Moore, this is The
Mandy
Princess Diaries.
How did I not? Oh my God, I was so obsessed with Mandy Moore. How did I not guess this?
Lloyd, you're rubbing off on me. I'm not bringing in.
Also, just double checking now, the comments on YouTube, Marty Viscosi is killing it in this game, and you should be on. Final clue in The Princess Diaries, under frightening and intense scenes, the main character crashes her car into a trolley after the brakes fail. There are no injuries, but she is pardoned by the police when they find out that she is royalty. Mannix is at 9, Josh at 5, Jessica at 4. Lloyd is watching the show.
But still consistent, so he's good.
All right. Believe who picked that year?
Lloyd.
No, Mannix did.
No, it was.
Yeah. So Jessica. Wait, no. Did I skip over somebody?
I don't
Probably.
think so. Maybe.
I didn't. No, it's already just this far along in the game. We're speeding through this game. We're coming into the last go around. 4 movies remain, 1 more for each of you.
By the way, I changed my name for a joke, and I'm going to forget it. And I have a sales meeting tomorrow morning, so that's what I'm going to come into the sales meeting as. I'm going to come into the sales meeting as Bowie's codpiece. It's going to be really interesting.
Oh, codpiece.
Jessica, would you like a movie from 1964, 2012, or 2019?
What a leap.
Let's go with 64.
Let's go with 64. From 1964 for 5 points under violence and gore, A man's grandfather kicks a cop in his leg. As he should.
Of course, in the 60s, that was gore and violence.
For 4 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, a man puts a capped bottle of cola up to his nose and pretends to sniff, visually implying snorting coke. 3 points under profanity. John makes snooty remarks, but nothing heavy.
Are we supposed to know who John is?
You tell me. For 2 points under sex and nudity, Paul says that his grandfather is probably involved in an orgy.
Oh, God. Fuck. Oh, no. The name. Oh, my God. Fuck. This is so obvious. What was the name? What was the name of it? What was the name?
I'm so excited because I kind of want Lloyd to figure out what he thinks this movie is.
I know what it is. I don't know the name. The name.
Nobody else has buzzed in. This is your opportunity.
I know what it is, and I'm just
Fine.
Josh, do you also want to guess Bowie's Cod Piece?
I don't know if this movie.
One by one, I'm going to bully you all into guessing this.
Go ahead, Lloyd.
Lloyd, what do you think this movie is?
I don't know what the name of it is.
Then don't guess.
I definitely know
Lloyd.
that it involves the Beatles.
Yeah.
Well, you can go ahead and give that little hint to your competitors, but I will read the 1 point.
Yeah, read the 1 point
on that. Under violence and gore in the opening scene, George and Ringo accidentally fall in the street when they are being chased by some fans.
Fucking movie. What's the name of the movie?
All right. Well, I'm going to go to Mannix first.
Hard Day's Night?
Josh, what do you think?
The Hard Day's Night.
You took your hand down, Lloyd? Or are you back?
I realized I left it up. Sorry.
Okay. You don't want to guess?
I do want to guess.
Okay.
Was it A Hard Day's Night?
I like that you're really trying to catch me on the one letter so it doesn't sound like you're just saying what the last two guys said.
I've seen this movie. I still don't remember what the name was.
No, I'm going to give it to all of you. Don't worry. This is A Hard Day's Night.
God damn it. I watched this movie with my Uncle Joseph before he went to California. I just couldn't remember what the name of it was.
Lloyd's got a point.
Beatles movie. Oh, he doesn't. He lost it first.
No, he didn't guess anything.
He didn't guess anything. He just rambled. He just rambled for a little bit.
Because I didn't know the name. We're like, this is your chance. This is your chance. I'm like, all right, fine. But I wasted.
You helped us all out instead.
I know.
I mean, I
the
did give
Beatles.
you the first name of every single Beatle by the one.
I knew it was the Beatles. I just couldn't figure out which one it was.
3 movies remain. Mannix, you're at 10. Josh at 6. Jessica at 4. Lloyd, you got a point.
Whew.
I have to
I'll
guess
take it.
wrong. No.
I'll take it. I can close
Josh, would you like a movie from 1969, 1980, or 2012?
Wow. Let's go with 69.
now. Nice.
All right, let's stay in the 60s. This is a movie from 1969 for 5 points under profanity. Some uses of hell, damn, lord, and bastard, and son of a bitch. A reference to Dick's hat hand. A man
What?
called someone a peckerwood. I copy and pasted it. I looked through the movie. I have no idea what they mean by a reference to Dick's hat hand. But if you do, then you might know what this movie is. For 4 points under violence and gore, there is a hanging, but nothing explicit is shown. For 3 points under violence and gore, a man gets his fingers brutally cut off. For an old movie, this is seen in some detail. His fingers can be seen separated and blood is seen.
Huh.
For 2 points under frightening and intense scenes, there is an intense and frightening scene in a cave full of rattlesnakes.
Uh-oh. No.
Okay, final clue for 1 point. Let's see if we get another that nobody knows. Under frightening and intense scenes, if the film were made today, it would have a strong PG-13 rating for strong Western violence and strong language. Mannix is going to take a guess. Anybody else?
No.
What do you think, Mannix?
Tombstone?
It is not Tombstone.
Okay, that's the only Western movie I know.
Well, I'm going to do what I did for the Pink Panther, see if this leads to anything. First person to buzz in gets to guess. Again, uses of hell, damn, lord, bastard, son of a bitch, Dick's hat hand, Peckerwood. There's a hanging, man gets his fingers brutally cut off, intense frightening scene in a cave full of rattlesnakes, and strong Western violence and strong language. This movie co-stars Glenn Campbell.
Oh, God.
Nobody has anything?
I'm gonna keep
This
myself.
movie is the John Wayne classic True Grit.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Wow.
I had no idea.
I would have never guessed that in a million
I just
years.
felt like saying son of a bitch. Like I knew it. I didn't
That's
know
like his big line of the movie. Fill your hands, you son of a bitch. Two movies remain.
I hope he wore the cufflinks when he said that.
2 movies remain. Mannix, you're at 9. Josh at 6. Jessica at 4. Lloyd at 1. It's still anybody's game. There's still 10 points on the board. Lloyd, you get to pick this one. Do you want a movie from 2010, 2012, or 2019?
God damn it. 2019.
2019. I thought that was too close for you.
It is, but what the hell?
All right. 2019, penultimate movie for 5 points under sex and nudity. Only one cute little kiss scene between a man and a woman. Mannix, what do you think this movie is?
Is it Yes, God, Yes?
Is that a movie?
You haven't seen it? You should.
It
So
is
it's
not
not.
Yes, God, Yes.
I love the fact that he rang in just to give you a recommendation on movie you should see. Did you
I mean, if
see?
you believe the Bible, apparently that's what Mary said.
For 4 points under frightening and intense scenes, the villain is more serious and intense than in the original, but almost always conceals this with a stoic facial expression and almost monotonous tone of voice.
What year was this again?
2019.
So it's a sequel. Got it.
Or a remake?
Fuck.
That just changed. That just blew Lloyd's mind. I just saw Lloyd's mind blow.
It did.
Oh.
Mind fellatioed.
For 3 points under frightening and intense scenes, a bird is briefly transformed into a much larger, more vicious version of himself as he chases the heroes.
Oh, God.
Oh, wait.
The heroes.
Wait, when did that come on?
I'm noticing a pattern here.
Shit.
Yep, there is a movie with a villain and some heroes.
And a big bird.
And a big old
And it's
bird.
not Sesame Street.
Follow that bird.
For 2 points under violence and gore, the villain throws the hero off a balcony after the hero refuses to say where the lamp is.
The lamp.
Josh has a guess. Mannix has a guess. Jessica has a guess. Lloyd, you get nothing? Lloyd's going to guess too. Everybody's going to guess. Lloyd, what do you think?
Shot in the dark. Shot myself. Captain Marvel.
Jessica, what do you think?
Aladdin?
Mannix, what do you think?
Aladdin.
Josh, what do you think?
Aladdin.
This movie, of course, is the second Will Smith, this time as the genie in Aladdin.
Captain Marvel's a good guess, Lloyd. Really. It's not, but it's
Final clue. Oops.
Still feel bad.
Apparently, my internet connection is unstable, so I apologize for anything that might or might not happen in the next few minutes. Final clue, in Aladdin, under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, the genie is seen holding what looks like a martini a couple of times throughout the movie.
Much like the remake of the Pink Panther, I've just tried to forget that Will Smith going blueface ever happened. So I wouldn't have guessed it. You got me.
Why? With a Navi upset?
We've got one movie left. Mannix, you're at 10. Josh at 8. Jessica at 6. Lloyd back down to 0. So it's between 3 of you right now. Mannix, you do get to pick the last movie. Pick a good one. Do you want a movie from 1980, 2007, or 2012?
Since you keep asking me 1980, I'm going to go with 1980.
All right. Final movie of the night from 1980 for 5 points under sex and nudity. Brief, non-specific references to, quote, S&M sex games.
So unlike the previous vague sex clue, this one is non-specific.
Well, it's Atlantic.
Range.
For 4 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, a boy talks to his mother about marijuana. Later, the woman is shown taking the joint out of her purse, saying she and her friend should smoke it. They eventually go back to a woman's house and they are seen smoking it. They are very giddy and hungry afterward. The scene is very funny.
Giggle, giggle, har, har.
For 3 points under sex and nudity, a married boss flirts with his married secretary. She repeatedly refuses his advances. Everyone in the office assumes the two are having an affair. When the secretary discovers this, she screams at the man, accusing him of telling everyone she's, quote, screwing the boss. Josh is buzzed in. Anybody else?
Win for the win for the win.
Yeah.
This might be for the win. Josh, what is this movie?
9 to 5.
Starring everyone's favorite angel, Dolly Parton. This is 9 to 5.
Yes.
Not a better musician to end on.
Just to wrap this up, the final clues in 9 to 5. Under frightening and intense scenes, the film is very light in tone, but also raises the issue of unwanted romantic and or sexual advances in the workplace. And under violence and gore, 3 women fantasize about killing their boss.
How many times have I won on the last or bonus question?
That seems to be where you reign. That was 9 to 5. This was Inappropriate Movie Database. Our final scores tonight. Lloyd not changing his 0, ending the game with 0. Jessica at 6. Mannix at 10. Josh coming through in the end with 11 points, making Josh the winner tonight.
But for the people watching at home, at least I made a guess, too.
Yeah.
You made one good guess, one bad guess.
Yes. So at least I participated. I earned my 0. Damn it.
She was in Captain Marvel.
Yeah, it's the second famous lamp in Captain Marvel. This was so much fun. Thank you all so much for doing this. This was such a delight. Before we go, if there is anything you want to promote, anywhere you want to be found, or just any last words you want to say, Lloyd, I'll start with you.
Last words, mirror window, not gonna jump. So yeah, I can be, well, first let me just do the immediate things for me. I'm gonna be on this show Thursday. Be back here on Thursday. I'm on the waiting list, possibly be here next Monday. We'll see what happens. I might see you again. Other than that, this particular week, this Friday in Hampton Beach, New Hampshire, I will be transforming into my karaoke alter ego version of myself, and Michael Legacy Jackson will be back at Charlie's Tap House in Hampton Beach, New Hampshire this Friday. And next Saturday, I'm going to be playing the Longfellow Theater in Portland, Maine as myself, the comedian, not MJ. For the rest of whatever I'm doing, I can't remember. Lloyd Legacy 617 on Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok. If you have them, if you don't start now. It's 2022. You'll hurt yourself. Or find me on Facebook at Lloyd Legacy Sharp. If you're not on Facebook already, you're doing your Lord's work. Don't listen to me. Thanks for watching. Somebody else, please.
Lloyd, you are wonderful. Go check out everything Lloyd does. Also, come back here on Thursday. We're going to do movie starring SNL cast members, which I said we'd be doing today, but that's just because I'm a mess and bad at figuring out when days are. So join for that. That's going to be fun. Mark, Mannix, you want to say anything?
No.
Awesome. Always great to have you. Jessica, is there anything you want to say?
Not really, but I will be on the 100th episode, so
hell yeah,
it should be fun.
I'm excited to see you there. I'm so happy you decided to do this. This was so fun. You were great.
I tried.
and finally, our winner, Josh.
I'm writing new material. Going to hit the stage at some point soon. Been a long time since I've been out there on the stage, so it's time to get out there and do some stuff again.
Yeah.
I keep telling people I'm a comedian, and I was a comedian, I guess, but I keep telling people I'm a comic, so I guess I should probably go out there and do it.
I know so many.
Great panel show, I might add.
Yeah, is that ever reappearing?
It's going to reappear. It's going to reappear at some point. I just got to get it together. I've just been so busy with work and stuff like that it's hard to kind of pull stuff together. Are those
the online ones anywhere?
I don't think they are. They may be in the archives at 2MB Studios.
You'll find valid talking points on all of them.
Yeah, I mean, so interesting points will come back at some point soon. I think it's time to bring it back because
I think so. It's such a fun show.
It really is.
Keep an eye out if Josh ever brings back interesting points. That's how I met him. And
nudge, do it, Josh.
It ran about as half as many shows as this one did. It ran about 50 shows.
Again, I can run a lot of shows when I never leave the house.
I'll be here tomorrow night as well.
Awesome. Can't wait to see you.
All right.
Thank you once again, everybody. Jessica Mayotte, Josh Poirier, Lloyd Legacy Sharp, Dame Bowie's Codpiece, Marc Catino. I'm Nick Martucci. You can find me on all social media at Blundering Idiom. Find the show on Facebook, search Inappropriate Movie Database, or click the link in the description of this video. Twitter and Instagram at IMDb Game. 100th show tomorrow night, June 21st, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel you're watching. It's going to be so fun. I'm giving away money. If you want to be a part of it, reach out to me anywhere. I'll send you a Zoom link. We want to fill up that Zoom room. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited.
Chaos.
And just like,
Yeah.
it might be chaos. I don't know. I've done a few of these and they always seem to be less chaotic than some of these other episodes, but we will see. I don't know how many. It's also the first time I've tried to do it on a Tuesday night, but again, I'm bad at dates and bad at planning things, and if I was any good, the next episode would have been the 100th episode. But it wasn't until afterward did I figure out, oh shit, I already put themes out, and 100th episode is going to happen sometime in between them.
Yeah, you got it, man. You host the shit out of the show, man.
But also, we do this show 2 times a week, Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you want to be a part of any of these shows, reach out to any of those social media places, because I'm going to start booking July soon. Is it already almost July?
Yes.
I got to come up with new themes, a whole month of new themes. I'm sure they'll be kind of fun, some of them.